telescope. You draw a long skinny thing, and somebody would be looking through it like this, because that's what we think of as a telescope. And that's not the only kind. So a kind of telescope where the light passes through a lens, and the light, here's a lens, like a magnifying lens, just sliced in half, so it looks like a lentil bean, sort of. Light goes through this lens, and as it does, it's bent. The path of the light is bent. And where the light rays cross, you get an image, and this distance from the center of that lens to where that image is focused is called the focal length. So this is getting at Maisie's original question. Then you have an eyepiece. So if I demonstrate that, if I took this lens and I pointed at the moon or something really bright, and I had a piece of wax paper or ground glass, I could hold it behind here, and I could get a focused image at the focal length of this lens, which happens to be 300 millimeters, so about 12 inches away. There would be a focused image. It would be pretty small. So all the light that enters this lens is now focused at 300 millimeters away. Then I apply an eyepiece to magnify that as much as I want. And this lens also has its own focal length, and they're usually much shorter. So you've got here, this is an objective, and it has its own focal length. In this example, let's say this telescope I'm holding in my hand, this is 300 millimeters. And it turns out this focal length is, this is 300 millimeter focal length, and this telescope is actually about 2.5 inches wide. It turns out this is actually a 300 millimeter f5.6. So we're going to get to that math the relationship we're looking at. So the relationship between the length of this and the width, the ratio between the width and the length, in this case, is 5.6. So the aperture, this width times 5.6 would equal 300. So if somebody divides 300 divided by 5.6, the answer is something on the order of 50 some odd millimeters. 5 would be, so it's something on the order of 52 millimeters or 53 millimeters. 53.5. 53.5? Is that close enough? So it's a little more than 2 inches. So this one